Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Yoga with Leo Bray. On behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs, please visit us on the web at urbanyoga.org or on Facebook at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center to stop by the tip jar where you can make donations to support the online classes and to check out the schedule, which changes every month. We'll start out today in the reclined posture. It can be whatever posture works for you. I'm going to see if my default works for me today. This is usually my favorite reclined starting posture, is to bring the soles of my feet together with my knees splayed apart and often with blocks supporting the weight of my legs to make the posture more passive. If this isn't comfortable, rest the soles of your feet on the floor. Let your heels turn out and your toes point in so your knees lean towards each other. Feet firmly planted, but legs pretty relaxed. And maybe if that's not comfortable, begin class in Shavasana, the traditional closing posture. Making a bookending practice, you can start and end the same way. For comparison, if you like to, close your eyes. Allowing your hands to rest wherever they're comfortable, on the ground or on your body as you like. Focus on your breath. Let it begin getting deeper and slower. Notice how this changing of your breath feels. Does it feel good? Does it feel better? Does it simply feel different? Are you unable to tell how it feels? That's okay too. Started working with a new private student this week, and at one point in that sequence asked, should my leg be touching the ground here? And I said something that applies throughout much of our practice. I said there is no should. There's no should about how things are feeling. I can speak to how things might be feeling, things that are common, but we don't aim at feeling. Usually we just aim in a direction. Often the direction is just exploration or inquiry, pretty broad or vague. Noticing however your breath is changing as you're focusing on it. Noticing however your body feels as you make any adjustments to get comfortable. As many times as needed. Scan your body to take in how comfortable you are. And this includes noticing any places that are not comfortable. Maybe paying particular attention to those places, those trouble areas. Setting yourself a reminder note that you're always welcome to modify or skip whatever you need to in practice to achieve or maintain comfort and ease, cultivating the things you want to gain from practice and to relinquish the things you want to let go of. And maybe you'd like to set intentions for your practice, maybe something along the lines of relinquishing or cultivating, maybe more like something to focus on. Let any intention you might want to set finish forming. Sinking in. Maybe repeating it to yourself to help it stay in place or slip away less often. Let's take 3 deep, clearing breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth with a sigh. Sometimes one of those sighs becomes a big yawn. If you have your feet together and your knees out as I do, bring your hands to your knees, letting your arms nudge your knees towards each other so the soles of your feet rest on the mat. You can move your blocks out of the way. Draw your right knee towards your chest. Extend and lower your left leg down along the mat and flex your left foot back towards you. Press your left hand down on the front of your left hip And let your arm come over to the right, supporting the weight of your leg. Maybe your elbow touches down on the ground. The closer your knee is to your torso, the deeper this feels, so you can change your arm and leg position to regulate that. Come back up to center. Take your knee with your left hand. Reach your right arm to the side with your palm turned up. Gently draw your knee to the left and turn your head to the right, just to whatever degree you feel okay. Letting your breath do the work of bringing you out, not forcing anything. Let yourself come back to center. Switching legs. Draw your left knee in. Extend and lower your right leg. Flex your right foot. Press down on the front of your right hip bone. Nice and easy. Let your knee fall to the left, supported by your arm. Let your arm touch down to be supported by the floor, if that feels right for you. Take your time to come back up to center. Switch hands on your knee. Reach your left arm to the side, palm facing up. Draw your knee to the right and turn your head to the left. Come back up to center. Draw both knees in. Press each hand on each knee. And just use your arms to nudge your knees in circles. Maybe just big circles. Nice and slow, exploring what degree of movement feels right for you. And let's change direction. Inhale, reach your arms and legs all the way out. Stretch out along the floor. And exhale, curl up in a ball. Keep going. Following your own breath. Using the whole inhale to lengthen. The whole exhale to contract. And let's just add extra breath. Inhale, open up, and then with your arms and legs extended, exhale and inhale. Exhale, curl up in a ball. Curled up in a ball. Inhale. Exhale. Repeat that a couple more times with the extra breath. And at the end of your next exhale, curled up, gently rock side to side or roll in circles. And let's begin to sit up by either holding the legs in your hands and rocking front to back, if that feels good to you. And if it doesn't, you can sit up by tipping onto one side, pressing your hands to the floor, and primarily using your arms to sit up instead of your core. Get comfortable sitting or kneeling. Let's take a leg, whichever one is in front here. I said kneeling. I shouldn't say kneeling when we're going to do this, because kneeling is not a good position to start for the sequence. So, lifting a leg. Let the leg be passive. Let the foot hang. Interlace your fingers between your toes. Slowly and gently. Use your arms. Use your hands to roll your foot in nice, easy circles. And change direction. Release your toes. Use both arms, both hands to support the weight of your leg. Feel your femur hang loose in your hip socket. And let your arms do the work. Roll that femur in that socket. Change direction. Let this leg down gently. Take your time to lift the other one. Find the grip that works for you. Pass this leg, pass this foot. Push your fingers between your toes. And start exploring those nice gentle circles. Moving your foot with your hand. Change direction. Let go of your toes. Support the weight of your whole leg. And start to rock your leg in circles. And change direction. Let that leg down. Find a comfortable, grounded position again here. Allow your arms to hang loosely at your sides. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear and slide it back and let it down. And your left shoulder up and back and down. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Nice and easy, start to move your head in circles. Trying to let the arms and the shoulders remain passive. Pause as you like with the circles to ease out tight spots by rocking back and forth. Maybe it's a tiny rocking, maybe it's a bigger rocking. where you feel a more particular tightness. And let's change direction. When you finish your next circle, raise your chin and face forward. And let's shift up onto our hands and knees. Reach back with your right foot, press against the ball of your foot. Pick your foot up a little and swing it to the left and touch those toes down over here. Take a breath. Pick it up and swing it over to the right. Just to whatever degree feels okay for you. Take a breath there and repeat a couple more times. Inhale, raise your foot and bring it across. Exhale, raise it and bring it to the other side. Bring your leg back to center. On an inhale, reach your left arm forward so it's parallel to the ground. On an inhale, raise your right foot, reach straight back. On an inhale, pick your foot up, bend your knee, reach your hands back, grab on where you can, if you can. Kick into your hands, lift your knee, lift your chin. Release, lower down. Inhale, bring your heart forward and let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale to bring your heart up and let your head and tailbone come down. And take a couple more rounds of cow and cat breath. After the next exhale, reach back, press against the ball of your left foot. Pick it up, swing it to the right, cross your legs a bit, put the foot down, take a breath. Pick it up, swing it out to the left, and put it down for a breath. 2 or 3 more times. See either side. And then bringing your leg back to center line, pressing into the ball of your foot. On an inhale, raise your right arm forward. On an inhale, pick your left foot up and reach straight back. Bend your knee, reach back, explore if you can take that bind. Breathe into that additional opening and stretching. Release, lower down. Take a few cow and cat breaths. And then bring your big toes together. Open your knees wider if you like. Take your time to sit back and find a nice, relaxed, comfortable child's pose. Whatever variation serves you best in this moment. Inhale, come forward and up to table. And take your time to step forward into forward fold using blocks under your hands. If you like to ease your transition and explore movement however you like in your fold for a few breaths. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Then let your hands hang at your side. Lift your left shoulder toward your ear. Slide it back and let it down. And then your right shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades for a hug or take eagle arms if you like. If you're in eagle, reach your hands and your elbows up and forward. Inhale to open and exhale to cross the opposite way. Inhale to open. Exhale, twist to the left for a couple of breaths. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, twist to the right for a couple of breaths. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up. Reach your palms up. Look up at your hands. Lift your heart. And then slowly bring your head and your neck upright. On an exhale, bend to the right. Feel the length through both arms. Come up through center. Then bend to the left. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let your arms down. Grab your block. We're going to play with some balancing. We're going to do Warrior 3. And then if you feel up for it, you can play with Half Moon a bit. I never know until I'm trying whether I'm up for any Half Moon. But we start off here in sort of a tall rectangle, leaning on the tall block, hips above the knees, above the ankles, shoulders above, elbows above wrists, above the block. Shift the weight to your right leg without locking that knee. Inhale, reach your reach your left foot up and back. Reach through the sole of your foot. Picture your leg parallel to the floor. And maybe your hands are flat on the blocks, or you make fists and rest on your knuckles, or maybe you rest the fingertips on your blocks, whatever feels good for you. So it'll change the height of your torso, depending depending on the hand position. And you can play with Warrior 3 by bringing one hand at a time, or maybe both hands to your heart. If you're steady without the block, and I'm not today, you can play with other expressions like reaching your hands back towards your hips, or out to the side, or out in front. And as always, one hand might be on the block and one hand exploring elsewhere. Now, if you want to play with half moon, with the right hand on the block, bring your left hand to your left hip and use your hand to guide the hip up. So your left hand is stacked above your right. Your left hip is stacked above your right hip. And then if you want, you can reach your left hand up above your right, and then we fall down. I should have started closer to the wall. Because another way we can do this is to let the right hip be on the wall. And then as we lift the left hip, we bring the back of the body up against the wall. That's much steadier. Of course, you could just keep playing with Warrior 3. Or maybe you've had enough one-legged balancing and already came out. We each make it our own. Coming out when you're ready, inhale, slowly stand up. And I'm just going to turn myself around here for purposes of using the wall on this side too. So when you're ready, we square things off and lean on the block. Bring the weight into your left leg. Reach your right foot up and back. Play with whatever Warrior 3 variation you want. And if you want, when you're ready, bring your right hand to your right hip. Feel that hip up above the left hip. And maybe you're pressing back against the wall. And maybe you reach your right hand up. So you might have your right heel on the wall. You might have one or both butt cheeks on the wall, one or both shoulder blades. Maybe this right hand. Whenever you want to come out, just see whatever degree of control you can muster to do it slowly, and maybe by the same stages that you came into that posture, including to slowly lower your right leg and inhaling, slowly stand, and when you're all done. And then let's sit down. However you want to get there, from standing to sitting. Whatever works for you. And maybe what works for you is a big drink of water. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold down over your legs, letting your knees bend if they want to. Using the breath and directive thoughts. Think of coming forward as you inhale. Think of lowering down as you exhale. Maybe the feeling changes, maybe the position changes, maybe neither, maybe both. Maybe you can't tell. That's perfectly okay. Inhaling slowly, walk your hands up the front of your legs to sit up. Bring your hands behind you, scoot forward, and gently come down onto your back. Draw your knees up, planting the soles of your feet with your heels close to your butt. And cross your left ankle above your right knee. Reach your arms to the sides, palms facing up, keeping your shoulders grounded. Let your legs come to the left and turn your head to the right. Maybe you keep the right foot on the ground, or maybe you lift it, drawing your knees closer to your torso. That will make the twist feel deeper. You decide how you want it to feel today. Slowly come back up to center. Cross your legs the opposite way. And when you're ready, take your time, twist the opposite way. Softly come back to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Explore whatever rocking and rolling movement feel good on your back. When you're ready, reach your feet up and take hold of your legs or your feet with your hands. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs any which way you want. Take your time whenever you feel complete with your inversion to make your way to a resting pose of your choice. Conclude practice by finding some quiet stillness. Focusing as you like on your breath, or just letting go of the need to focus. Taking some deeper breaths. Start to move around bit by bit. Taking your time to explore bigger and bigger movements. And to just, whenever you're ready, gently sit yourself up. Bring your hand by your heart. Thank you for sharing practice with me today, with each other. The light within me sees and bows to the light within each of you. Namaste. See you next time.